What should you do during lectures, classes, and workshops? Lectures can be quite daunting. Knowledge, concepts, and theories are just being all thrown at you, and you're expected to absorb it. Now, to prepare for the sessions and make them as efficient as possible for you, there's pre-work to do, and that's in the video before this. But during class, during the session, there are 3 particular recommendations that I have which work to get me into the first centile. Hey friends, my name's Choudhury. I'm a medical doctor, the co-host of the Scrubbed In podcast, and the co-founder of Peerr, where you can learn from your favorite educators. Now, my first recommendation is listen to the lecturer, teacher, tutor, whoever's teaching. Don't transcribe. I've been in classes and lectures where the guy next to me is typing faster than the speed of light, transcribing the lecturer. Most unis are recording lectures, and if not, just use your phone to record it. When it comes to the bigger picture, the knowledge being thrown at you will be available in books, videos, and elsewhere too. Remember, the core is the same. The value here, being at your uni, being in that particular session, is listening to the way it's delivered from your particular teacher. Imagine if Feynman was teaching you. He could explain things so well, you could walk away from his sessions knowing quite a lot. So pay attention to the way it's being delivered. Some lecturers are incredibly talented and take that complex system that you'd take hours on and teach it to you within 30 minutes. I remember Professor Ward at King's College London was incredible at this. Listen to your lecturers, because you might be able to learn it all at first pass and encode it strongly into your memory. Now, when it comes to taking down notes, note down only the unique bits of knowledge that they're sharing with you. Say, for example, they're citing a particular study or even an investigation that they've personally done. Note that down. Note things down that you won't necessarily easily come across when you open a textbook or search on Google. My second recommendation is handwrite your notes on the notes if given. Now, I understand the view of some where they say don't take any notes, it's a waste of time, etc., etc. And studies do show it to be low utility. But my personal opinion is that it is low utility, yes, but it has some utility. And how useful it is to you will vary depending on who is taking down the notes. So it depends on who you are basically. How many of you can remember the first point I made? You probably have to go back. You simply won't remember the unique points and unique knowledge that the teacher is sharing with you. And quite frankly, sitting and watching someone speak about, say, the clotting cascade, it's hardly entertaining, but you need to know it for exams. So you have to find a way to sit through it. Taking notes might just keep you awake, and maybe that's good enough. I was the designated guy at uni to wake up all of my mates if they fell asleep during lectures. Nonetheless, I personally took down unique bits of knowledge that was shared by the teacher as notes, and it gave me an extra edge. My final and third recommendation, and this was more of something that I discovered in the latter years of medical school, the Cornell note-taking system. I plan on making a full video on this, but to quickly summarize, this is the concept that you have questions or keywords running down the left-hand column with explanation, notes, and answers forming the bulk of the notes. This recommendation also ties over into what you can do post-class, utilizing active recall to revise. But whilst in the lecture, whilst in the session, just fill in the left-hand side of the Cornell notes. Think up questions you should be able to answer after the class. Sometimes the lecturer may drop unique knowledge that actually answers the question that you've just thought of, or hint and say that you should know how to explain supraventricular arrhythmias. Pay attention to what the lecturer is saying. Creating questions with answers creates what I see as memory triggers utilizing active recall. So there you have it, my 3 recommendations to do whilst in class. Number 1, don't transcribe, listen to the lecturer. Number 2, handwrite unique bits of knowledge that are being shared with you. If digital is your thing though, go for it. But when you note, just make sure it's unique and not something that you can find very easily after the session. And finally, number 3, come up with questions and identify key words during class that you can work on after class. If you've made it this far, first of all, thank you. And if you're taking away some value from this series that I'm doing, please do give me a like, subscribe, and share this on your social media. I'll see you in the next video.